It's not the kind of love we want to show. We want to show that we are about something. We're fighting for the right cause. And one of them is my pursuit to happiness, your pursuit to happiness, which is in the Constitution. And we have not been able to have that yet. Some have it and some don't, and that's not fair. And that's why I'm out here. I just want a taste of that happiness. Coming out here, I got that. When we marched that other day, I finally found happiness. And I knew that I had a purpose in life because of the people and the unity that it was. So I'm here to fight with you in a good way, in a peaceful way, in a loving way, for my brothers and sisters who want change. As far as education, we all are entitled to education. No matter who you are, from crime, land, crazy, race, it does not matter. We're all equal to that education. And I'm here to say I want to work with you, work with me. I'm on any committee that's out there. If you ask me, I'm there for you because I believe in what's going on right here, right now. I remember back in the 60s, I never had a chance because I wasn't old enough. This is what it reminds me of, people standing up for what they believe in. So that's why I came out today. Andre Johnson and Very Thirsty.
Let's give a power to the people for Zandre. Power to the people!
Power to the people!
I think what's really important is that Zandre thinks that she's just visiting us today, but today Zandre became an occupier with us, because if you're here for 5 minutes, or if you're here for 5 months, you're here with us occupying together. And while my brother Will has a lot of fire in his spirit and a lot of energy to get out, those of you that were awoken with that fiery spirit at 5:30 this morning with the tent parade might not be as enthusiastic about the message. What is beautiful about us occupying together in all of our glories and all of our not so pretty things is that every day, every breath is a new opportunity to make the choice to shake hands and show love. No, give me a real handshake, come on. He's taking my hand like a lady. So that we can breathe through it collectively and raise the frequency, and we're all gonna have rough days. For Sheezy, because it's a full moon, there's agent provocateurs around trying to incite us to riot because they cannot believe that this many of us, different colors, races, creeds, religions, income brackets, and even among us some 1%ers that want to pay tax, that want a sustainable future, that want to believe that we can do this. We're all together peaceably assembling, and even the LAPD is congratulating us for peaceably assembling and honking their horns at us to stay occupied. And I've grown up in LA my whole life. I'm Melissa White Chocolate Ballin. I'm on the production team. I got the hookup with Master P. So we premiered that on Crenshaw, which was in 1998 a very, very, very low income area. It's not much less of a low income area now, but now they're creating their own power, getting off the grid so we can free ourselves from that grid. And today, growing up in Los Angeles, having been in urban environments all my life, I walked past the steps of City Hall and I saw one of our brothers, who is much, much, much darker skinned than I am, surrounded by 5 police officers. Okay. And I came up because I was concerned from my previous experiences, maybe my previous prejudices. So I came up to see if everything was okay with our occupying brother, because he was surrounded by 5 uniformed officers. And they smiled, all 6 of them, and said, yeah, we're having a dialogue. And they were really having a dialogue, and I was so proud and almost a little embarrassed that I thought maybe I was gonna come and protect, from the police. And we have police donating to us, and the mayor's office donating ponchos for the rain. So what we really want to do, even though we're working through grievances and really intense issues, we want to support each other throughout, even on the roughest days, even on the full moons, even on the most challenging times. We want to be an example to the entire world. Occupy LA is striving to be a 100% sustainable production hub for all the world to get the message of how we can peaceably assemble and get our rights back and save the planet and do some really progressive, free-thinking things. This could take a minute. The Constitutional Convention was a year long. So we are prepared to occupy together in solidarity with Wall Street as long as it takes. But in order to do that, we're going to get organized. So you can get involved at the General Assemblies at 7:30 p.m. each night, so you can see how the process is working. You can volunteer at the welcome tent and get welcomed. We want everyone to feel welcomed. Again, if you're here for 5 minutes, or if you're here for 5 months, we're occupying together,
Los Angeles!
And so while we might not agree with some of our brothers and sisters' delivery system for the message, we do need to still take a deep breath and think about the message. And definitely, if we're here, we could volunteer, we could give some time, something we want to do, and we got to pick up our trash. We got to remember that we're an example, so even if we're stressed out, let's try not to yell. Let's save the yelling for the protests, for the cameras, and for the banks. Power to the people!
Power to the people!
Good afternoon, everybody. I didn't know where I was going to stand up here today. I didn't know who I was going to stand up with. I didn't know what I was going to stand up with. Whether I was going to be black, whether I was going to be African American, whether I was going to be a Democrat or Republican. But I don't want to be one of those. Right now, I'm just proud to be an American. I see a lot of Angelinos out here, and I feel American spirit right here. I know people who have money, success, and then then there's me, those guys, they're growing up into try to learn some type of conform or how to conform and adapt in society. What's society without being able to speak and say what we want? This is what being an American is, standing right here. Maybe not on a microphone, it's illegal, there's a lot of different stuff. But anyway, it's having your own right to speak and voice your opinion. That's what we're up here doing right now. That's what everyone out here is waiting to see. Someone stand up and say something that's going to get us to unite and voice our opinions. These government officials are trying to take our money, trying to tax us, SSI, trying to get our Medicare, our Medi-Cal. What for? They got all those rich people that want to have that money gone, Let those people, sign a box on their license and say, yeah, I want to give you guys my money. I'd like to have a box that says, you know what, I don't make enough. Why don't you give me some of that money? I need that money, I don't know what's going on up there. They got money for the schools. Got money for these new jails. Has anyone been to jail lately? They're lovely. They're great. Man, we got extra thick mats these days.
Good food.
But it's what about our schools? What about our educational systems? What's going to teach our children that don't want to conform to society's hypocritical sons of buttheads? And going to give us the means to be success doing what we want to do. If we want to screen print shirts, if we want to go out and skateboard for the rest of our lives, if we want to play guitar. What are we gonna do, We gotta find that out. Right here, we're preparing the way. We're making our dreams happen. By congregating, by listening to one another, and waiting for that instant response that's gonna hit us, and we're gonna go out there to our neighbors, our friends, our families, neighbors. We're gonna let them know what we heard here today. The education that we learned, that we are not alone, that we stand united, that we have choice and freedom of speech, that we have a way to make opportunities in America, and to make culture, society, economy, whatever you want to call it, make it work, because we can make this work if we just open our hearts, open our hands. We don't have to be so diverse. We can do anything we want to do. We're the greatest nation in America. We're the greatest nation in the world. We got the greatest people out here. We got the greatest rap. We got basketball. We got football, real football. football.
Soccer.
We got